not working on the step side for right now. I need to clear this project out of the shop. This should take me a month if I can get my mind right. If I have enough free time, this should take me a month. This runs and drives. That front SRT4 runs and drives as it sits, plus a gas tank or fuel cell. So, which I have. I have all the original wiring. It's all labeled. I should be able to meld these together relatively quick. I want to clear this space so I can move the Miata in, and I can start moving everything else over. So, nonetheless, let's cut first, ask questions later. For the most of this video, we'll be using Diablo thick metal carbide teeth. And if you're new here, what we're gonna do is cut the VW, here, so that it fits that fiberglass hood, and combine, narrow, widen the SRT4 Dodge Neon 500 horsepower power plant running and driving to 71 or 73 VW Sunbug. So that's the plan. It's about to get loud, but I will lower the volume and we'll make some cuts here. As you can see, I've made one cut on the other side already. I'm just going to take this Diablo blade and go right through it. And once this bin's over, we'll see what else we have to cut. So. Well, it looks like we got to cut the floorboard as we knew would happen. So let's go ahead and cut up here, start getting working our way towards the dash, and then cut the floorboard. We'll be taking the majority of this out in case you're curious, and then we'll retrofit the roll cage to fit the body. I don't want to put the roll cage in first, since I think it's going to end up mounting up here. You can see the pedals. So, yeah, a lot more cutting to do. All right, I think we're at a point where we're gonna switch to the plasma cutter, because this is not gonna be a clean cut. Just start nuking things. So let's get the Hypertherm 85 on. All right, we've got the floor out. We've got the passenger side kind of, roughly chopped. This needs to be narrowed quite a bit. I don't know how or where I'm gonna widen this. So next thing we're gonna do is remove the dash entirely. I'll be narrowing this dash and doing a custom dash cover for it. So don't need the original dash. Basically gonna chop everything up and call today. I'm gonna be trying to save the structure on the Dodge Neon, so I don't need the structure A-pillar forward. So I'll cut to the A-pillar, and then I'll see how I'm gonna meld those A-pillars together. But floorboard's out, that was a big step. Dashboard, and then driver's side panels. So let's keep cutting. I'll probably, obviously I didn't record this last middle chunk because it is what it is. It's just really awkward, not super engaging work. So hard to get the camera in the right spot. Nonetheless, I'll jump to where I'm happy with this. All right. So the dash, actually, if you just take a Sawzall and go up like the A-pillars on the inside of them, it will cut the dash completely off. And it took, I'm not kidding, maybe 60 seconds to remove the entirety of that dash. So four screws holding that in place, but we got that cut off. We Zeused off everything top. So now we have just the windshield mount, the very skinny A-pillars. The doors are actually giving it all the structure right now. And the floorboard up into the point where this floorboard should meld together. So we're going to, for the first time together here, push Mr. Dodge Neon into the bug. And yeah, we got to narrow quite a bit. We got to do a lot. So I'm going to sit here and stare at this, take some measurements, see what the next step is. And don't forget the bug is on the lift. So, you know, that'll be taller, but it'll be low and it'll be interesting. So let me stare at this, do some gandering, and I'll jump back to you guys. All right. So, oh, I know I was going to talk through it, but we already started. Here's where we're at. So obviously we have to squeeze a Dodge Neon into a VW. It's skinny. I don't mind going a little bit wide body on the VW, doing some metal work on the outside to kind of balance it out. But that's really a band-aid for what really needs to happen. And what really needs to happen is the Dodge Neon needs to become a little bit more skinny and go on a diet, which is what I did on the passenger side. So obviously you can see on the driver's side that there's still a little bit of sheet metal on the outside of the engine frame. I cut that off on this side. I actually don't know what it was really doing. I'm sure there's some structural engineering principles behind having a expanded piece of, I don't know, 16 gauge sheet metal tube effectively right next to the coilover tower, but I'll just plate that later. I'm not worried about it. What I am worried about is I did have to cut the A-pillar out of the Dodge Neon, and that VW A-pillar is not very strong, so we're gonna have to add some tube in here. But basically what I did is I came up to where the A-pillar started it, narrowed in, and then cut straight. That should give me plenty of leeway for making the floorboards align. I'm gonna have to add a lot of tube though. Basically, I need to reinforce the entire A-pillar and then probably the front engine area, but I'm gonna have to do that anyways since I don't have anything to go up here, and I highly doubt that the fiberglass front end is gonna fit. So nonetheless, that's what we did. We basically been using a lot this Sawzall. We've done the entirety of this project with that Sawzall on 2 batteries, so pretty stoked with that. But you can see, you know, the cut's not perfect, but it's good enough to get things aligned and then start welding together. And then we'll grind and plate and add tube after the fact. So that's the way it works on this side. Driver's side is obviously more complicated. The entire wiring harness is labeled, but there is like ECU controllers, turbo controllers, separate computers. That's all pulled out. I did relocate the fuse box by putting it behind the clutch pedal for now. And if you can see in here, you can't because it's too dark. I can't even see in there. There is the firewall ECU. So basically I'm gonna Zeus this side right where that firewall ECU is, make the same cut and come down. And once that's done, we will throw it back under the VW and see if we're even close and make a determination from there. So All right, look, this isn't obviously isn't perfect where it's going to fit inside there, but my guess and check math actually worked out pretty well, if I do say so myself. So here's how wide we're looking. With the A-pillars deleted, this is actually a pretty easy bin to do sheet metal plus tube work to strengthen everything up, and then combine it together, obviously. With the bug on the lift, it's sitting cantilevered, but that's fine for now. Where are we looking? If we look on the inside, we can see, you know, if we got the floor and everything lined up, it actually fits relatively well. This is, I mean, everything's relative, right? But it is not that bad, I swear. It's gonna have a little bit of a longer wheelbase than a bug, and it'll definitely be something different than a normal bug, but it's actually workable. So we're gonna continue with this project. I don't know if I'll do it in this video. I probably won't. I'll probably end this video here just as a proof of concept. And then next time we'll do the welding of everything together, because that's gonna be a whole thing in itself. At least get it to an MVP, minimum viable product stage, where everything is at least being able to go up and down on the lift itself. And we can start doing some cosmetic metalwork and stuff after that. So anyways, proof of concept is there. It's gonna be wide in the front, and it should work. This little neon should be able to yank the rest of the beetle with it relatively quickly. So stoked, happy with this project.